Alright, what is going on, guys? So, let me switch it back this way. Apparently I can't switch it back that way. Anyway, so I'm actually currently moving. My lease ended yesterday, actually, and I got stuck at MEPS for 2 days, which was unexpected. So, I actually ended up not moving for the last day that I was supposed to be moving, and I'm doing so now. It's actually 2:45 in the morning, and I'm still doing this shit. So, let me go ahead and get straight to the video. Atlanta MEPS 2018. This is for the Marine Corps. Female version. I know I look like a dude, but it's actually the female version. With that being said, MEPS is pretty much the same for anybody, whether you go Air Force, Navy, Army, National Guard, U.S. Coast Guard, whatever it may be, Marine Corps. It's all pretty much going to be the same. As far as the process goes, doesn't matter because it's the military entrance process station. They don't give a shit what you are. They're just going to make sure that you're qualified for military service, period. Alright, so to go ahead and break this down, in my experience, Mondays are supposed to be what people call same-dayers. And so those are the people that if you haven't taken the ASVAB and you need to, and you also need to do your physical, your medical, you do that on Monday and you'll do both of them. So what they do now is they actually give you a code to go take your ASVAB online at home or wherever you can get on a computer. It's called PICAT. And so you take your ASVAB there. That's the longer version. And you get a score. Your recruiter will get your score. What you'll do from there is you'll go to MEPS and you will do what they call confirm this score. And so what that is in confirming the score is they'll ask you like 15 questions, pretty much the same questions actually that you answered before, and you're supposed to answer them in the same fashion. And so that just lets them know, hey, you were the one that actually took this test. You were the one that answered these questions. You answered them in the same manner, and your score will stick. They will also ask you about 30 to 45 more questions, I guess, to just go ahead and double check and make sure that the score that you got is really the score that you get. Pretty much they don't want any cheating. That's really what it is. So don't cheat. I already made a video about the PICAT and the ASVAB. Don't cheat. But let's go ahead and break it down. Starting, if you're going to be going on Monday, I did not know this at the time, but you need to be there at the hotel on Sunday. At least because I guess I was a little bit further away. I didn't get to drive down. I had to take a shuttle bus down. Some people's recruiters brought them down and we'll pick them up, but I took a bus. And so I had to get ready. I was at my recruiter station at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. My staff sergeant went over my file with me, all the questions that you answered before, made sure everything that was true. He just went ahead and briefed me, make sure there wasn't anything that I didn't leave out or whatever before I went to MEPS. And of course, everything was perfectly fine. So I got on the bus, took the bus down to the hotel, went to the hotel. They have like this conference room. It's pretty big. Like it's got 3 or 4 TVs in there. A couple of like foosball tables and like bumper pool, stuff like that. Has board games. And it's pretty much where everybody hangs out. So you'll go in there. You have to read over a piece of paper that's telling you pretty much how your behavior should be and also what you can and can't bring to MEPS and what you should and shouldn't do while you're there and all this stuff. So you'll check in with your liaison that is there at the hotel. I think they call them like CSMs or something like that. I forgot exactly what they're called, but anyway, you will check in with them. They'll give you a room key. Most likely, you will be bunking with somebody unless you're an officer. So you're gonna have at least one other person in your room. Unless it's also just a small group, but Atlanta's pretty big, so there was definitely a lot of people there. I got there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I can tell you that I went in and I counted just 40 people for the Army. I didn't even count the others. I didn't count Navy, I didn't count Marine Corps, and I didn't count the Air Force. But just for the Army, there was 40 people. So, like, I mean, there's a good bit. But anyway, you get checked in, you get your room key, they'll give you a meal ticket. So there's a restaurant attached. I believe it was called the Red Line Hotel, I think. It wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't bad. The hotel room was pretty nice. They had a pool table. They had a small little gym. It had one treadmill, a rower, one elliptical, and it did have some free weights, so that was pretty cool. And then it also had the cable machine as well. So, I mean, it wasn't bad, but when you have a crap ton of military people there, everything's not free at once. And so it does get crowded, you know, pretty often and pretty quickly. But it wasn't bad. There was definitely a lot of stuff to do. You will be mixed with people that are just going to MEPS to get their physical and their ASVAB done, and you will be mixed with people that are going there to actually ship out. So you're going to go to MEPS twice, at least twice, throughout your military career. One is to do the ASVAB and the medical, if you didn't take the ASVAB in high school, and then the other time is to go through medical and ship out again. We'll go through medical again and then ship out. You won't do the full medical, I don't think, but haven't been there yet as far as shipping out. So that's the hotel pretty much. Like I said, you get a meal ticket. Like literally, it was a little stub that said like admit one or whatever. It looks like they bought it like Staples or something. You go to the restaurant that's attached. They put you in the area, so that way they know that you are using the meal ticket. You give them the meal ticket, they give you a menu, you order off of the menu. I mean, they had burgers, they had wings, they had burritos, chicken tenders, chicken salads, you know. They definitely had a variety of food, something that anybody can eat. And, I mean, you order it, you don't pay for anything, you don't have to tip if you don't want to. I mean, I would, but that's just me. So, I mean, that's really about it as far as the hotel in that case. You do, if you want to leave, you have to sign out. You can go walk around, you can go shop, you can go down. You don't have to eat there. You can go to the restaurants that's around. You just have to be back for an 8:30 like briefing. I think it's 8:30. I think. Anyway, what that is pretty much it's showing you a video of what you're going to be doing the next day at MEPS, and how to act and things like that. You can't bring a gun, knife, ice pick. Yes, an ice pick. They say that. Crossbows, bow and arrows, you know, anything like that, any weapons. Yeah, you can't bring pepper spray, that kind of stuff, so just leave that at home. Don't bring it. I almost brought 2 pocket knives. Luckily, my recruiter stopped me because I didn't think about it. To be honest, I had one in my bag and I had one on my person, and I didn't think about it. Where I'm from, we carry pocket knives like it's nothing, and nobody thinks 2 shits about it. So he stopped me. Luckily, otherwise I would have had to throw them away, and that would not have been a good day for me because I love those pocket knives. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for that first day. Like I said, you can go around if you want. You just have to check back in for that 8:30 meeting. Do that, then you can go back out. You can hang out with people. You can go swim. You can do whatever you want. You just have to be back at the hotel by 10, and you have to be in your rooms by 11. So there's a curfew of 11. Because also wake up is at 4 o'clock in the morning. You wake up at 4 o'clock, get down to the lobby. That's when you have another meal ticket, and you'll use that meal ticket to eat breakfast. It's a pretty good breakfast. I mean, they have bacon, ham, sausage, waffles, muffins, biscuits, cereal, like orange juice. They have everything, coffee, whatever you want. And so you eat breakfast, you go back to the meeting room for a little bit, and then the buses normally arrive anywhere from 5 to 5:30, and you get on the bus and you head on to MEPS. Going to MEPS, you want to dress nice. At least I know with the Marines they told us to wear a collared shirt with it tucked in, a belt, and some dress slacks. I wore tennis shoes just because you are going to be on your feet, you're going to be standing, so you want to be comfortable. Just as FYI, they're going to tell you to line up in rows. Excuse me. Line up in rows at the entrance. You're going to have a line of people that are shipping. You're going to have a line of people that are doing medical. And then you're going to have a line of people that are just seeing their liaison or just have one thing that they need to do. And so you're going to go through a metal detector, and they're going to tell you 2 at a time. You're going to go 2 at a time. Females only wear 1 set of earrings. Males don't wear earrings at all. If you have any piercings, take them out. You don't want to go down there and get kicked out or sent back home for some stupid shit like that. So as an FYI now, go ahead, take that stuff out. You can't wear any hats or anything like that. I'm going to sit down. So be sure to take all those off before you get to MEPS. Now you most likely will have your bag. Most people bring their bag. Go ahead and put up your cell phones at this time. Turn them off and put them in your bag. Keep money on you. Go ahead and keep some cash if you got it. And go ahead and keep a debit card or a credit card or whatever, because they do have vending machines that you can use, and I guarantee you, you're going to want to get up and you're going to want to use them. So I recommend keeping that on you. You're going to want to keep your license and your social security card on you. So with that being said, you're going to line up in rows. They're going to tell you to start filing in. You're going to go through a metal detector, take off your belt, take everything out of your pockets, and you're going to go through. Another tip, if you wear glasses, bring your glasses. If you wear contacts, bring a case and bring solution. Keep that case and solution on your person. Okay? Okay. You're going to go through, and then you're going to send your bag through bag check. It looks literally like a airport bag check. It goes through the little scanner. You walk around the table. Do not walk through to the back side of the table. They will yell at you. That is a quick way to get yelled at. You walk around the whole machine and walk around to the other side of the table and then pull your bag off. You will get yelled at, I promise. And then you'll actually go and put it in this room. Everybody puts their bags in this room, and once everybody is done, they will lock it up, so that way nobody can go in there and take what's not theirs. So they will lock it up. At that point, you will take your folder that, it's the service record that your recruiter should give you. It should have all your documents in it. You'll take it to your liaison, and they have different offices for each branch. So you will go there, you will take it, and then they will tell you where you need to go. So if you're doing the ASVAB, you're going to go ahead and go to the testing. You're going to go ahead and confirm it like I had talked about earlier in the video. After that, you will go to medical if you need the medical. And that is the longest process ever. First of all, they're going to process the shippers first. So depending on how many people are shipping is depending on how long you gotta wait. You will go through a vision test, which is why I said to bring your glasses or bring your contacts and your solution, your contacts case, because you will take the test with it, and then they will tell you to take your contacts out, and you'll need some solution to put it in. They don't have it, or at least mine didn't. So bring that with you, and you'll take a depth perception test. Of course, a like regular vision test, like read the closest line that you can read clearly and stuff. They don't do the glaucoma test. They just see how far you can see and how close up you can read, and then also the depth perception for that one. They do a hearing test, so you will go into this little sound room, follow all instructions. They tell you don't pick up the headphones yet, don't pick up the headphones yet, but they will play. I mean, if you've ever had a hearing test like in school before or whatnot, but you put on these headphones and you'll hear like a boop, boop, boop in your ear, and you have this little clicker that looks like a Jeopardy button, and every time you hear the beep, you click it once, and it'll go from the left ear to the right ear, or vice versa, depending on the test. But you're going to hear, they'll just play little different tones, and each time you hear the tone, you click it. So that's basically the hearing test. After that, you will go most likely to a P test. So that's where I went to next. I went and take that back. I did not go to that next. That was actually filled up at the time, so I ended up going to get my blood taken. They just fill up one little vial, so that's actually not that bad. They do it for, testing for STDs, anything like that. For females, they test to see if you're pregnant. So yeah, they just take just a little bit of blood. It's really not that bad, but FYI, that is coming up. Then you will go, and that's when you do your P test. Check to see if you're doing any drugs or whatnot. So you will have to pee with somebody in the room. Forewarning, you are not allowed to close the door. Now, are they like staring at you in your face? No, it's just as awkward for them as it is for you. But they do have to see your legs and stuff, and making sure that you're not doing any funny business. But I mean, it is awkward. You're going to have to pee in a cup, and you're going to have to hand them that cup with pee all over it if you're not good at aiming, and which I'm not, sorry, but I'm not. And then you're going to have to stand there, and you can't wash your hands yet, and you can't flush the toilet yet, and you can't wipe yourself yet. You have to hand it to them, sit there, and then they will tell you when you can wipe. Then you wipe, and then they will tell you that you can, or when you can actually pull up your drawers, your pants and stuff, your trousers. And at that point, then they would tell you when you can wash your hands and when you can flush the toilet. So they will tell you everything. And then you'll have to sign a document, because they have to wrap up or like seal your pee right there in front of you, and you're gonna have to sign saying, hey, there was no funny business, and yeah, that's my pee, and they're gonna send it off to make sure you haven't done any drugs. They do it like a small little test right there in front of you, and they will pass or fail you right then and there, but they will also send it off. So keep that in mind. And then after that, you will sit there and you will wait on the doctor to check you out. So you will go, and they have like these little cubicles, at least at Atlanta MEPS they do. They will tell you to get undressed to your bra and underwear. Wear a regular bra. What that means is one that clasps in the back. Do not wear a sports bra. Do not wear a thong. Wear regular underwear. I think you can even wear like small little briefs, like the female briefs, not boxer briefs, not the men's boxer briefs. Let me make that clear. But yeah, so you're gonna have to wear regular underwear and a regular bra, and they will tell you to strip down and get into those. No socks. The room's cold. It feels like a regular doctor's office, like in the back and everything, so it's cold and you're in underwear. It sucks. But then you're gonna wait in, which is a really good thing. Now, let me make this clear, because I didn't think that it was very possible. For those of you that know me, know that I struggle being overweight. It is possible for people to be underweight. So make sure you know your height and weight requirements, and do not come to MEPS thinking that you can be underweight, because they will disqualify you at that point in time, and they will tell you to come back at a later date when you can safely gain the weight. Same with being overweight. Make sure that you can make weight before you get to MEPS, because you do not want to go there and go through all this and just for them to tell you your weight is either too low or too high and they send you home. It's not going to be a fun time. Please, please, please make sure your weight is in check. Whether you have to be 10 pounds heavier, you have to gain 10 pounds in some way, go get a mass gainer. Eat peanut butter sandwiches and drink milk before bed. I don't care what you have to do, but do it before you go to MEPS. Okay? Do not get sent home for something as simple as that. Okay. They will check your height and weight. They will write it down. And then at that point, you will see the doctor. You will go into the doctor's office by yourself. The other females that are in your little group are not going to be there at that time. And the doctor is going to ask you a crap ton of questions. You do get a little paper gown by this point, so that way you're covered up while you're talking to her. Or him. It could be a him for females. It could be, but there has to be a female chaperone present if it is a male doctor. So I think they just go ahead and make it a female doctor for females, male doctors for males. The female doctor will then talk to you, ask you a whole bunch of questions about your medical, all those questions that you answered with your recruiter and you signed for. Have you ever done drugs? Have you ever used an inhaler? Have you ever, had surgery? All that stuff. She's going to go over that again and again. And whatever you answered in the paperwork with your recruiter, tell the lady the exact same thing, okay? Do not do anything different. Don't change things. That is a good way to get sent home as well. And I'm not going to tell you to lie, but I'm telling you to tell them the same thing that you told your recruiter. Okay? Okay. With that being said, they will ask if you had any surgeries or anything like that. Answer the same way. After you answer all these, they will then check your pupils, make sure that they dilate. They'll check your ears, so make sure you clean your ears the night before. Make sure there's not a lot of wax. You got to stick your tongue out and go, ah, and so they look back there. They will make you, at that point, they will call in a chaperone, another female chaperone, and at that point you will get naked with your paper gown. Don't get me wrong, with your paper gown, but you will have to take it off your bra. They will check your spine to make sure you don't have, like, I forgot what it's called now because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but they will check your spine to make sure it's good. And you have the flexibility. You got to bend over and touch your toes, or at least go as far as you can. Then you'll have to lay down on that thing that's in doctor's office that has the paper on it. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you have to lay down on that, and the doctor will then do a breast exam to make sure that there's no lumps or anything like that. And then she'll press on your abdomen. Oh, you do have to do the deep breaths, and she's going to check your lungs and all that stuff. Make sure it's good. Check your heart. I did forget to mention in the beginning that you will have to get your blood pressure taken before. I got that taken before the vision and hearing. That was actually the first thing that I did. I forgot about that. But yeah, so she's going to check all that for you, check your breast, and then she will press around in your abdomen to make sure everything is good with that. After that, she moves lower. So you're going to scoot down and you're going to, at that point, put your legs up, and she's pretty much going to make sure that you're a female. Now, I don't know if it's everywhere, if it was just my experience. I actually had a chaperone and a training chaperone. So this whole time, I have my legs open. They are talking about the process and what they're looking for. And so I'm just chilling out there like, this is taking a little bit longer than I expected. And they're just talking. So pretty much what they were talking about was they just want to make sure that you are a female, that there's nothing else chilling out down there, and that you don't have any like genital warts or anything that you shouldn't. Hemorrhoids, they do check your anus, guys. They do tell you that actually they do check your anus. But she didn't touch me. The way that she actually did it was actually pretty cool. I slid down far enough, and she actually has you, the way that she has you sitting and positioned, she can actually see everything without touching you. And that's actually pretty cool. So I didn't get touched, which was awesome. It makes it just a little bit more bearable, I guess. But it was a quick, she tilted her head, was like, yep, all right, female, you know, nothing wrong, okay. And she was like, you can get dressed now. When I say that, she meant that I could get dressed back into my underwear and my bra, or my panties and my bra, and put my little paper gown back on. And so then she was like, okay, you are, you know, good to go. You can go out and sit in a cubicle, hand my paperwork to the liaison out there, and wait. And I said, okay. So I handed it out there, and I waited, because you have to wait for the doctor to see every single female in your group. Whether it's 3 or whether it's 15, you have to sit there in that cold room in your underwear and your paper gown and wait. FYI, it is a lot of hurry up and wait. So at that point, I'm sitting out there. They will play this video over and over and over again, showing you all the different exercises of what they call the Underwear Olympics, okay? If you've ever had a sports physical in high school, it's a lot like that. You are going to have to do the arm circles. That's where you gotta, like, you know, put your, not that way, but like rotate your arm all the way, do those. You're gonna have to flex your wrist, side to side, do all that. Let me think about it. You're gonna have to rotate your foot. You're gonna have to pull one leg, like pull your heel to your butt, stand on one leg, pull that up, make sure you can do that. You're gonna have to pull the other leg up, make sure you do that. And then they're gonna have you do the famous duck walk. So the duck walk, you're gonna have to do a couple of squats, and at that point, you will have to rotate from heel to toe each step. They're gonna have you do 5 of those, and then you're gonna have to pivot and come back around. The duck walk sucks. I definitely recommend looking up the video. I would show you, but I'm not too great at it myself. I actually found that out while I was there, so you do want to practice the duck walk. Definitely recommend it. It's awkward. That's really the thing, is that it's awkward. So look up a video and just practice that one. After that, they will have you in the squatting position. They will tell you to drop to your knees, and then they will tell you to walk on your knees for 5 steps, and then turn around and walk back. And at that point, they will actually tell you from your knees, without using your arms or your hands, stand up. So you're gonna have to like kind of push yourself up and stand up. And if you lose your balance, you're gonna have to do it again. Pretty much anything that you lose your balance with, you're gonna have to do again. So be prepared for that. Definitely look up exercise videos for MEPS. Look up the Underwear Olympics. It may come up. I don't know. I didn't look it up, and I was dumb because I should have looked it up. Just putting that out there. After that, you're gonna have to do the, I forgot what they called it, but it's like a speed walk in a way. You're gonna have to speed walk to them, and then turn like you're a runway model and speed walk back. So you are going to have to do that, and they're pretty much looking to see if you're lopsided. That's really what it is. And so after that, they will tell you if you are good to go or if you're not. And yeah, that's it. That's it as far as medical goes. You're done there. So after that, you go to your liaison, and you're going to be waiting on them to talk to them to sign a contract and swear in. If there's any issues that pop up, they will eventually let you know. By the way, you'll have lunch. It's anywhere from 11 to like 12. I think they'll end up serving it. It's like sub sandwiches. You have roast beef, you have turkey, you have ham. They'll give you chips, a fruit. You can choose between soda and water. And I think they actually even had some cookies with it as well. So if you're in medical, you're not going to get lunch yet until you're completely done with medical. FYI. Let me think. Other than that, if you're just sitting in the waiting room waiting to talk to your liaison, you can go get lunch. They'll actually call you for lunch. They do have a little cafeteria. That's where the vending machines are, by the way. So you can get stuff out of the vending machines. I mean, it's just a regular vending machine. It's cans of Coke or bottles of Coke and, like the chips and stuff in the other vending machines. So it's just regular stuff. And they do have the card readers on them, and also where it'll take cash as well. So they do have those. But you will get fed lunch there. But you will be waiting on your liaison to talk to them. And they have waves of like swear-ins. So like I said, they're going to get the shippers first. You will swear in again if you are shipping. And so you have to wait for them to go. Normally they have those gone by 12:45. And so pretty much you'll go in there with Marines. You don't pick a job there. You actually come back and talk to your recruiter. You just sign the contract and swear in if you can that same day. What happened with me actually is a waiver. I needed a waiver for something, and so it didn't actually come in time. So I ended up having to go back to the hotel last minute. It was like 2 o'clock, and they ended up telling me that I was going to have to go back to the hotel. So the bus to go back to the hotel finally picked us up around like 5:30, which sucked because we had gotten there at like 6 in the morning. And of course, I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I eventually got back to the hotel. It was the same thing with the hotel. I had to check in, got a free dinner, got a free breakfast, came back to MEPS. Now, with that being said, I was in the different line, and all I had to do that day was I just had to go to my liaison and wait on them. I think I waited until like 1 or 2 o'clock, and my waiver finally cleared, and they were like, okay, your waiver finally cleared. You're good to go. You're, good to swear in and stuff. So I went up to the front desk, and at that point, I had to sit and wait for, I forgot what they're called, but it's pretty much another person that is going to brief you. So they'll go in there, they'll ask you a bunch of questions, verifying your name, your address, making sure you haven't lied about anything. You are going to hear multiple times if you're lying to us about anything, there could possibly be jail time, penalties, fees, and all that stuff. But they go over that again, and you tell them the same thing that you've been telling everybody else. And at that point, I think I had to give my emergency contact, and I don't know if I signed up for life insurance, but he asked if I wanted $100,000 life insurance and who I wanted it to go to. You can choose 2 people. I actually ended up choosing my wife and my mother, so I split it up in between the 2. And at that point, he turned around and asked me if anything were to happen, who do I want to identify my remains? So that was a shocker. They didn't prepare me for that one. And I I ended up choosing my wife. So they will ask you that. Be prepared. Make sure you have somebody in mind. And then after that, once you've pretty much answered all their questions, you will go over and you will get fingerprinted. And they will fingerprint. So you let them do all the work. They'll let you know what to do. And then you go back and you pretty much sign a document saying that everything that you told them was the truth. And at that point, you will go and you will wait until the next wave of swearing people swearing in. They do it like every 30 minutes or every hour or something like that, because they have to give the recruiters, not the recruiters, but the liaisons time to get everybody through the questionnaire and to get them up to the front desk and all that stuff. So I went and swore in, which was really fun. That was really cool. They actually tell you what to do beforehand. They like brief you on it, to make sure you're standing at attention and parade rest and everything. You have your arm and your hand, in the right position whenever you're swearing in and stuff. So they'll get you in that position, and then they will bring in an officer that will swear you in. So I had a group of like 9 people in there with me. Your family can come and watch if you want them to. And then they can also come and watch the second time you swear in whenever you ship out. So there is, possibilities to that. You can also get pictures at the end if you want. I chose not to because I'm going to do it whenever I ship out and do all that stuff. So not a big deal. But that is pretty much it. After that, I got my t-shirt for the Marine Corps for my DEP program. I talked to my liaison. I signed a 4-year contract, and like I said, I'm in the DEP program. I didn't get to choose a job because me and my recruiter are going to do that. That's really it. And after that, I just had to wait for my shuttle bus to go back to where I came from. That's it. MEPS isn't that bad. Even though I was sitting there all day, it's just really boring. That's what it is. MEPS isn't bad. It's just boring. You can't sleep. You don't have your phone. All you have is a TV or a book, and it's boring. You sit there and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait. At my MEPS, they actually allowed us to talk, especially in the liaison waiting area. In medical, not so much. Like, it had to be like very quiet, very minimal. But I think that's because they just have a lot of people, or a lot of things going on to where they have to call different people all the time. Like, because it's such a hectic process in there, they have to make lines, tell you where to go, call next, and if people are talking and you can't hear next, like, they get pretty pissy about that. But other than that, like, over there at the liaison part, like, we were talking, we went to the vending machine, we got up and went whenever we wanted to. That part wasn't bad at all. So that is pretty much my full video on my MEPS experience. FYI, like I said, I passed on everything. If I can do it, I'm 27 years old. If I can do it, you can do it. Just practice the duck walk. That is going to be, and yes, like, I'm serious. Like, it sucks, but go ahead and practice it, because you don't want to get disqualified or temporarily disqualified for some stupid duck walk. Like, really. They will work with you, but they won't work with you too much if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Like, they're not going to just hand it to you, but I had a couple of issues. Like, whenever I was squatting down, I would step too wide, and whenever I stepped too wide, I lost my balance. And they saw that I was stepping too wide, and they were like, no, you got to bring it in a little bit more, and you got to, like, do it this way. And so, like, literally, the doctor got in front of me and was like, okay, just mimic what I do. And I'm like, okay. And so I ended up mimicking what she did, and I passed. And so they did help me out a little bit with that, but if you can go ahead and start doing it to begin with, then it's going to help you out a lot more. So that is all I got. That was a really long video, but MEPS is a really long hurry up and wait. So I feel like that this video actually kind of depicts what MEPS is going to be like for you. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. Comment down below. I'll definitely do my best. I literally just got out of MEPS like 2 days ago, so while it's still fresh in my mind, go ahead and ask me, and I will get back to you. I have to get the rest of this apartment moved, so peace out.